Well, Mark, we're here at All Aerobics Fitness, and it's good to see the girls out and about and getting some solid pre-season work in.
It really is. It's a long pre-season now. It's quite strange that we'd be actually probably heading into playoffs in the next couple of weeks. So great to have the team back on court and to have a session with the men's program, everyone together. I've been upstairs here and it's really high intensity and really exciting to have the players back as a group.
As a group, how have you handled the lockout situation in a sense with all this COVID? Obviously a completely different pre-season, a completely different setup. As you said, you'd be preparing to go into the playoffs. What's the group been doing over the last few months to try and stay fit and somewhat stay in game shape?
Yeah, for our women's program, it's actually been very little. So once the shutdown happened in March, we all sort of bunkered down. I had other responsibilities as well, so everyone's been doing their own things. And over the last couple of weeks, we've really been starting to look ahead and really start gathering interest for 2021 and starting to put a fitness program in place with Michelle, which is fantastic. And the facilities here at All Aerobics, we're just very fortunate to be able to have this access.
Having been a pro yourself, I mean, do you think the girls are going to get a bit of a wake-up call, over the next few months as to what it's got to, what it takes to go to that next level if that's what they want to pursue?
It's a big part of this program is actually setting standards and expectations around strength, conditioning and fitness. And generally at this level in the past, we haven't had the luxury or the resources to be able to undertake that. So our strength and conditioning component of the program had been very light on, to be honest. So to be able to look at implementing a program like this, it's exciting for the club. I'm sure the players are really going to embrace it. We see the men's program have been going for a number of weeks before us and already seeing some really solid progress.
A really local focused with the squads this year, men's and women's. Very young in the women's department particularly. How do you think the girls are going to handle, the extra fitness and the extra level heading over the next few weeks?
Well, the great thing about the program that is being developed is that it's going to be tailored for each player. So, while we'll come together on a Thursday and do a group session, there'll be individual strength and conditioning programs. So we're not taking a cookie cutter approach. So one of our younger players might have a big load with Basketball Tasmania programs and club training will be on a different load than some of our veterans. So it's exciting to be able to take that approach, and the players are really looking forward to getting into it.
What are the veterans thinking about this? I mean, obviously, a lot of them have played, 150, 200 games and really haven't experienced a pre-season like this. How much can the younger players be looking to them, and vice versa? How much can the older players be looking at the younger ones to sort of motivate them and keep going?
What was really exciting and pleasing to see over our previous summer's pre-season was our veteran players were really leading the way. So players like Alex Finlayson and Kylie McCauley, they were at all of our pre-season sessions, setting the pace on the track, and we were doing stair climbs and various activities. So we're really fortunate to have that core group that have been around the club. But hopefully this is a fresh, new approach to strength and conditioning training, and our younger players will really thrive in this environment.
You mentioned earlier this is certainly about developing the squad and bringing the squad together, moving forward to 2021. Obviously looked like we were going to have a pretty good squad heading in 2020. How's the squad looking, in the early stages heading on to 2021 so far?
Yeah, it's extremely early days for season 21. We had a team that we were going to go and compete for a championship. To be able to bring Kathleen Shear back to Hobart and just see her, revitalised and ready to go was amazing for our club. And what she brings to the community, being a role model for young girls and women is fantastic. And Shyla Hill, what an exciting player. It's highly likely that Shyla will be drafted into the WNBA next season, so we're really looking forward to seeing her in Townsville in the WNBL. But we'll start putting the pieces together for 2021, but right now we want to focus on our local Hobart-based players and really give them a head start, so once we get together later in the year, they've got a really strong fitness base and can just launch into the new season.
Obviously touching on Kathleen and Shyla there. Kathleen still part of the plans heading into next year?
Yeah, absolutely. If we had the opportunity to sign Kathleen, we would do that tomorrow. Kathleen's back in the States having a summer at home, I think for the first time in 7 years, so perhaps even a bit of a blessing in disguise for Kathleen, but we're in touch pretty much every week. 4th of July celebrations back in the States, so look, it's really good for her to be home with her family at the moment, but we would love to have Kathleen as really a linchpin of our program going forward next year, and she's got decisions around Europe and other things, but it was fantastic to bring her out early this year, and if we have the opportunity, love to do the same again next season.
Shyla being a WNBA prospect, top 10, top 15 draft pick is the talk at the moment. Can you see Hobart in taking this professional step over the last 12 months, particularly off the court. Can you see the Chargers, particularly the women's team, being a focal point for future WNBA and certainly future WNBL prospects as a club where they can come and hone their craft?
Yeah, the short answer to that is yes. We want to be a pathway for our local players, whether it's going through to US colleges or Tasmanian state teams, if we can play a role there. But really, we want to see other players look at Hobart as a destination club. And that was the big bonus of Shyla signing with us, that we were super excited to have her, but she was equally excited about the opportunity to come and play in Hobart, develop her game, the exposure that goes with that. So, we're really optimistic about the future of our women's program. We want to strengthen relationships with WNBL clubs and be a real pathway program for our locals, but also aspiring players like a Shyla Hill who can come in one season or 2 seasons and then we'll happily cheer on from the sidelines in the WNBA.